Hello and welcome to the Commander's Quarters, your Magic the Gathering source that helps you command your budget. This show and episodes like this one are possible thanks to viewers like you. If you're looking for an easy way to help support this show, make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Also, hit that bell notification icon so you don't miss any new episodes. You can also go check out our playmats and other merchandise at thecommandersquarters.com. Another easy way to support this show is with our TCG player affiliate links. So whether you're buying a deck or individual cards, you can use this general link right here or one in the description. And the final way that you can support this show is by supporting us directly by becoming a patron. There are many benefits to being a patron, and I truly couldn't do this without all their support. Hey everyone, Mitch coming in for the Commander's Quarters studio. Welcome to the show. For perhaps the third time today, if you've already seen my other two episodes on Belby and on AC. If you haven't seen those, go ahead and check those out. Some really exciting Commander Legends spoilers. And we've got yet another exciting spoiler, and this one is one that I was never expecting to see for multiple reasons. Let's jump into it, though. It's a very interesting and unique commander with Rograkh, son of Rohgahh. Hopefully I'm saying those names correctly. My apologies if I am not. A 0/1 Kobold Warrior for 0. That's right. 0 mana. You pay nothing for this commander. Well, nothing the first time. Obviously, you pay commander tax still if it dies. But anyways, first strike, menace, trample, and partner. So this is a partner commander that costs 0. Again, 0. This is absolutely incredible that we are seeing a commander that has no mana cost. And yeah, I mean, it's just a 0/1, but, you know, it's got first strike, menace, and trample, so it's got some relevant keywords. And yeah, if you can kind of build up Rograkh, my apologies, I'm just calling him Rog, if you can build up Rog throughout the game and make him into a bigger threat, again, not having to pay a lot of mana to recast, and also, you know, having those three, you know, ways to, you know, help in combat. You know, first strike can help protect, obviously, can also help, you know, make him be able to take out multiple creatures if there's multiple blocks. Menace helps him get through, so he can't be blocked by just one creature. And then Trample helps get more damage through as well. So if you can get that power up quite a bit, you can make Rog into a good heavy hitter. Real quick, though, just some lore. Rohgahh is actually the first and only other legendary kobold, and this is actually the father of Rog. So that's Rohgahh of Carekeep. A 5/5 kobold, probably the biggest kobold, as all other kobolds I think are 0/1s really that, you know, cost 0 essentially, or there's token versions as well. But yeah, this is just some fun lore. I believe that's cards from Legends all the way back, you know, with all the Elder Dragons and whatnot. Obviously the Elder Dragons are slightly more popular than Rohgahh, but nothing against Rohgahh. Anyways, how you would actually build around this, it's going to be pretty interesting to see. Yeah, I mean, we've had other commanders that are kind of low to the ground, like, you know, a Risk the Redeemed, a Hope of Ghirapur, a Norn the Wary, you know, but we haven't quite had one that costs 0. So you can obviously always cast this on turn 1 and cast something else, you know, if you've got something else that you can cast, because you're going to have mana for it, because it costs 0 to cast. But basically, I think the direction that I would take this is, again, probably a Voltron kind of style commander. Maybe one, you know, where you go with equipment and, you know, you try to do some pretty crazy things. I think the kind of magical Christmas land out there revolves around the card Colossus Hammer, which is an equipment that only costs 1, but it costs 8 to equip. And it says equipped creature gets +10/+10 and loses flying. So no problem with the flying. We aren't going to be giving, you know, Rog flying, and he doesn't have flying naturally. But he does is basically, you know, if we can attach this to Rog, it's going to be a 10/11 first strike, menace, trample, which is just a lot to deal with for your opponents. And how do we attach this quickly? Well, we've got a couple of ways. Sigarda's Aid is one. It says you may cast or an equipment spells as though they had flash, and whenever an equipment enters the battlefield under your control, you may attach it to target creature you control. So if this comes in first, say again turn 1, we've got that, you know, white mana that we can cast this with. Turn 2, we put down the Colossus Hammer automatically attached to him. Magnetic Theft is another one. Attach target equipment to target creature. And then Resolute Strike is the best one of these for a one-time effect. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. If it's a warrior, you may attach an equipment you control to it. Rog is a warrior, so that does help. And again, basically, that would make him that turn into, what, a 12/13? And then, you know what? You still have 1 mana left over on turn 2, most likely. So let's just cast an Assault Strobe, giving Rog double strike. And yeah, that's going to be 24 damage on turn 2, and I'm sure you can do it quicker, you know, if you've got any of those zero-costing mana rocks or whatnot, you know, a mana crypt, or, you know, those kind of things. But yeah, a turn 2 kill potentially for one player, again, Magical Christmas Lane, you need kind of all this setup and you need kind of the right cards in your hand, but it's something that can happen. Now, I think the kind of the biggest question with Rog is basically he has partner and it's not partner with, so, he can partner with any other commander that has partner. And so, who are you going to partner Rog with, though? I think that the more kind of combat-centric ones are probably going to be a better way to go about it. You probably want one that gives you access to at least one more color, maybe two more colors. So, like a Bruce Tarl, Boris Herder is kind of the first one that I thought of. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, target creature you control gains double strike and lifelink until end of turn. So, yeah, you get access to white in addition to red as well. Now, so you basically have a two-color deck and two colors that are really good with equipment. And then also, again, with that attack or ETB, you can give Rog double strike and lifelink, which, again, if you've got something like a Colossus Hammer attached to it, that's going to be a lot of damage and a lot of life gain. Rayhan, Last of the Abzan, is another one that deals with +1/+1 counters. Basically, comes into play with 3++1 counters on it, and then whenever a creature you control dies or is put into the command zone, if it had one or more counters on it, you may put that many counters on target creature. So basically, you kind of revolve around +1/+1 counters, kind of building up things onto Rog. If Rog dies, put him on something else, then bring him back to Rog when Rog comes into play and something else dies, and so on and so forth. Even Timna the Weaver could be a good one as well. At the beginning of your post-combat main phase, you may pay X life for X is the number of opponents that were dealt combat damage this turn if you do draw X cards. So a great way to generate card advantage again. If you've got a way to get Rog through, Rog has Menace, so we might be able to get through on his own, and you just need one way to pump him up to at least one power to get damage through. So that could be a way kind of on a combat-centric, kind of low-to-the-ground deck where you're just kind of generating card advantage with Timna, and Rog kind of does the kind of heavy hitting, and you may have some other creatures that can help out with that as well. Again, I do think that you probably want a partner that gives you access to at least one more color, but we'll see what else comes up in Commander Legends. Again, there's probably going to be more partner commanders coming out, so we'll see what kind of else could partner with Rog and be an effective way to go about that. Now, a different kind of way to kind of go about building around this commander could actually be a completely separate non-kind of Voltron build, more so like a let's cast our commanders as many times as we can kind of build. So cards that like revolve around that are like Fury Storm, Skull Storm, Genesis Storm, those kind of storm cycle cards. Basically, they say, when you cast a spell copied for each time you've cast your commander from the command zone this game, you may choose new targets for the copies. So basically, kind of the more times that you cast your commander throughout the game, or commanders throughout the game, the more times this spell is copied when you actually cast it. Fury Storm says, copy target instant sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. So that can copy a potentially kind of blowout spell that can really give you a ton of card, or a ton of advantage, or a ton of damage, or, basically just a way to kind of win the game all at once. Skullstorm is another one. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. Each opponent who can't loses half their life rounded up. So yeah, if you've cast your commanders multiple times, again, Rog doesn't cost much to cast, 0 and then 2 and then 4. And then if you've got another commander, maybe another partner commander that costs maybe about 2 mana, that could be another reasonable commander to cast multiple times throughout the game. Then you can kind of really build up this storm count and make that so with Skullstorm, all your opponents are going to run out of creatures and eventually start losing half their life, half of that, so on and so forth, and can really take them down. Genesis Storm says, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a non-land permanent card. You may put that card onto the battlefield, then put all the cards that reveal this way that weren't put onto the battlefield on the bottom of your library in a random order. So this one basically is just kind of like a Genesis wave off the top. Again, the more times you cast your commanders, the more kind of things you're going to get off the top for free. You can get some really big permanents off the top. Again, it just kind of depends on what kind of direction you want to take this commander. Another direction could potentially be combo. It is a 0 mana costing creature, kind of like an Ornithopter or a Memnite, basically. So something like an Enduring Renewal, Goblin Bombardment combo could work. Enduring Renewal says, play with your hand revealed. If you would draw a card, reveal the top card of your library instead. If it's a creature card, put into your graveyard, otherwise draw a card. When a creature is put into your graveyard from play, return it to your hand. And then Goblin Bombardment says, sacrifice a creature. Goblin Bombardment deals 1 damage to a creature or player. Basically, it's this. You just, play your commander. You've got both these enchantments in play. You sacrifice your commander to Goblin Bombardment. You ping someone for 1. And then Enduring Renewal says, hey, okay, instead of your commander going to your graveyard, it's going to go right back to your hand. So you put it in your hand, and then you just do this over and over again, because you can just keep casting your commander for 0 as long as it's in your hand. You're not sending it to your command zone, obviously, because commander attacks would affect it. But when it's in your hand, it still just costs 0. So that's definitely another direction to take it. I think the typical direction to take it for most players is probably going to be more so kind of that Voltron build and, picking a partner that suits Rog well. And again, you're going to have those moments of Magical Christmas Land that could be really fun. And you're obviously also going to have those moments where you might whiff as well and not, have that perfect hand set up at the beginning. But Rogg just seems like a really fun kind of concept for a commander. Again, I never thought we'd see another Kobold commander. I never thought we'd see a zero-cost commander. So it's a really unique one. And again, one that's not, I don't think, broken in any way. Pretty fun. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what your thoughts on Rogg are. You know, what kind of a deck would you build around him? And yeah, let me know in the comments below. And as always, thanks again and have a good one.